Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with The Sopranos. Last time around... Oh, what was the episode called? Now I can't remember. It's not on screen because we're on the Season 3 screen. What was it called? Oh, Funhouse. That was it. Tony had bad food poisoning, had crazy fever dreams, and realized that, pussy is definitely a... he's been flipped by the govs, the government. I was probably trying to say government and feds at the same time, so it ended up as govs. Anywho. So they took him out on a boat and killed him, and that's the end of Pussy. And then we had Meadows' graduation, and that was that. That was pretty much that. Yeah. I mean, there was other stuff that happened, but... you know. Anywho, that's pretty much where we left off. Today we are starting off Season 3, which is pretty crazy. It is the first episode of the season, which means that you can watch my full unedited reaction for free if you want. Normally it's on my Patreon page, and I mean, it still is, but this episode is free. So you can head down in the description or in the pinned comments, and you can watch it. There'll be a count in a 3, 2, 1. That's when you hit play on your version of this episode. I'm watching this on Max, so you probably find it there. Or if you have it somewhere else, or if you want to find it in other places. I'm not gonna say otherwise, and I'm not gonna judge you for that. So, yeah. But yeah, you can do that, or you can stick around here. Either way, we're gonna have the discussion after the episode. So. Yeah, why don't we just go ahead and jump right into this episode of The Sopranos. Here we go. Some things don't change, including that.
I think at this point, it's time to consider 16 bump and sour compost.
Bump and Zero was crucial to the logistics stock front
he's
case.
Gone.
So, Rico-wise, the airline tickets, mail and wire food, especially if the mother testifies in exchange for immunity.
Come on, whose own mother's gonna testify against him?
I mean, I wouldn't trust her as a witness.
It's also the most likely to yield a prosecutable murder.
Richie Aprile, exactly. No doubt about it, the cartel had him whacked.
In a cosmic sort of way.
Once that's decided, the listening device will be fabricated, and we will re-enter to install it.
We'll see that they limit both entrances to the basement only. It's not a Better Homes and Garden store. Happy hunting.
You know the coffee maker's gotta be plugged in for it to work.
Carmela's gone the same hours on Tuesday. Tennis lessons.
As long as we have somebody on her during tennis and on the maid and Tony and everybody that's got a key to the house.
The daughter's at Columbia, lives in the dorms.
Why risk it? She's 45 minutes away.
Alright, so she's already moved out.
Put somebody on her. Unit 5, you have visual contact of Princess Bay.
Budget control.
Oh my gosh, she's disguised as a student. What theme is this? I've heard this 20 million times, I'm sure, but I don't know what it's from.
1 minute, you'll have the maid.
Control, we're headed into the sausage factory.
I mean, this is assuming they don't have, like, cameras. Oh my god, the song changed. This freaking creepy-ass song.
What the fuck you doing? Lunch is ready. Wash my hands. You just washed your hands. Then I tied my shoes. So what? I can't stand touching fucking shoelaces.
You shouldn't have tied your shoes after...
And you notice your laces are wet? But the men's? Piss all over the fucking floor. Urinals jammed with cigarettes and mothball cakes. And they can pour all the fucking ice they want down there, my friend. It does nothing to kill germs. Even if you keep your shoes tied and you're not dragging your laces through urine. Oh, shut the fuck up.
We get it, man.
Pick it, Wilson.
Should you guys wear, like... Well, I was gonna say, should you wear gloves, but they're the feds. don't think Tony Soprano is going to be looking for fingerprints.
Friends, like us, called him spoons. Somebody whacked the kid a couple months before you came over.
You big motherfucker!
Ah.
So you identical twin or the other kind?
Identical.
Yeah, have some need.
It means we can reuse the actor.
There's a twin bond.
But you're with us now, so why don't you, leave the morbid shit back at Junior's crew and, have a happy birthday. How's that look? So look, you wanna commit suicide? Tie your shoes and have a bite of Rajol.
Ed Restuccia.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm delighted to teach any pal of Karam's. She's my most disciplined student. Perfect muscle tone doesn't hurt either.
Damn, Ed.
Unfortunately, listen, I have to apologize, Karam. I thought I called everybody, but I'm not going to be teaching here anymore.
Oh, Ed.
Everything's all right, I hope.
Yeah, basically. It's Kitty got this .com job in San Diego, so we're moving.
Wow.
I didn't even know you were married.
Yeah.
Carm.
But you're in luck.
On VHS, fight right through that line, run that ball to the goal line. Y'all should have come.
That's great. I'm about to throw a pillow at you. How dare you wake me up like that?
Still miss New Jersey. It's only like half an hour away. It's just this transition. It's a lot of work. I mean, I just think New York is an experience that unalterably changes a person.
So, California was out.
And all this freedom of college.
Don't take those steak knives out. Put them with capers. I take them home.
And unless you to pani Soprano.
Oni mają się z tego, za dużo jutro zabieram, kliści do szampan.
That's just for Anthony Jr.
Looks like they're expecting World War III.
More likely the Colombo Wars.
Hey, he's got the Black & Decker. I got one of those.
Great man.
That baby's gonna blow.
My dad was a plumber. Tony got about 6 months left to go on that lining.
Oh, it's a shame that we can't warn him.
Maybe in the discovery phase of his RICO trial, we can inform his lawyer that Tony needs a plumber.
Except that's at least a year from now. And by that time, boom!
Okay, now you see that lamp there?
Yeah, that's where they're hiding it.
Assumption is the wise guys stand and talk where the air conditioning is loudest. And that's where we're gonna place it.
Oh. Oh my gosh, so they're changing it. They're gonna replace, oh my god, they're gonna replace the thing. Replace the lamp.
And that he knows how his brother died and who's responsible and all that, Dan.
You mention me by name?
No, me neither.
You hearing this?
How the fuck would Patsy know we clip spoons?
What, that fucking twin telepathy?
Somebody's putting ideas in this kid's head.
Don't let us interfere with your golf game.
Yeah, Silvio?
Maybe a cop trying to flip him.
This is being in motion.
I love the code
SC team,
names.
we got the housekeeper to wait out, then the house is all yours.
Hit low to high, Carmela, and think about your grip.
It's not fun anymore without Ed.
Fuck. No, that's good.
Should that housekeeper be out of there?
Edge closer, take a look.
Ow! Okay, guys, collect. Actually, Aid, let me work with you here. Carm, you collect.
Is there some weird favoritism going on?
Follow through. Right. Okay, almost. Okay.
Well, she's really trying something out there.
Okay. Stand up straight, okay? Okay, here you go.
Oh yeah, she's really she don't give two craps about Carmela. Uh-oh. Abort.
Leaving the court.
I mean, they're not even in there, so you can pick a different day, I'm sure.
This does not look good, Mrs. Bing, bearing north on Grandview Avenue.
Just bail, you're not even inside yet.
But we're finished for today here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
10 years.
Never mind that. Save the pictures.
Well, this entire plan is shot to hell.
Do we have any idea what went down?
No.
Oh.
It's a family emergency of some sort.
Oh.
This truck went up there.
Well, we're heading back to Quantico. I got a job in Denver day after tomorrow.
Is there a meaning behind the word Quantico? It's such a weird name, you know?
Well, we'll go talk to them.
Probably you should. They're in them.
Pardon?
Come on.
Nothing. They're different.
Meh.
For this neighborhood, they're a little different, that's all.
Okay. Imagine having that job.
Still nothing out of the ordinary. Fuck, is that Pat Parisi?
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
What do we do?
What should we do?
Are you just gonna... Oh, no. Oh. Pissing into the pool.
I don't understand this at all.
The Bingle has left the building.
He knows.
They fucking made me.
Stop men at work. And how do we know it doesn't mean stop all men who are working? He shouldn't have taken a point of my grade. He thinks I'm a Hakkebi from Pakistan. Oh, Liz, where are you going?
I'm going back to work.
Oh, no. You can't be fucking kidding me.
You wouldn't happen to be Polish by any chance, would you?
Yes?
That's my grandmother is Polish.
The dude is improvising off the wazoo. That's not even a phrase.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, I love those.
Oh, yeah?
Oh my god. Where did you get them?
In my house.
Aye.
Oh my god.
Everybody just stared straight ahead. New York.
Meh. Starting to get noticed. Cleaning the car. Furio.
You put your grief behind you. I put the grief behind me. Tom, I'm gonna go get a coffee and a bun. You got a younger son, too, right? You ought to bring him up to the house. You can hang out with AJ. We can get something to eat. They can go in the pool.
You got things to live for.
I'm good to go.
Control, we're in motion. We have left the sausage factory.
Touchdown.
Dig, Soprano, come on, dig it! You want to join the football team? You think it's all for show and not for go? Dig in, you chubbet!
You're out of there, George. Unit 3, we're in.
Yeah. High five. They did it. Yay. I guess that's a yay. I don't know. I don't know who to root for anymore.
Chip out the concrete.
4-0. Yeah, they're not discussing OC.
Hmm.
2 minutes, we're allowed
Reset.
to get back in.
Back in Wuj, I had grant from the state to do an autonomous research.
Look, you got your workout clothes on. Why don't you use it? I'll take
They
the
are not listening.
It's already. No, you go ahead.
And we're back. You getting part of Hotel California.
You know, I've had something stuck in my teeth for 2 days now. Jesus.
You gotta use the other floss.
a problem, isn't it? Yeah. It is a problem. It is definitely a problem that now they've got that in there. But it all depends on if he actually talks in there anymore, you know? Because, like, now we have to think about, like, okay, who is he going to talk to? Well, I mean, he just did that, though, didn't he? What was the dude? Hang on, I gotta look up the guy's name. The character's name. The guy that killed Patsy's brother. Okay. Gigi. Got it. I just wanted to get that, because I couldn't remember his name. We haven't really seen him since season 1, I don't think. But, alright. But that is interesting. I mean, it's just... I mean... It's kind of interesting because, you know, we kind of joke about in this show the whole slice of life aspect of this show, but it is so true, you know? And, like, with this, it's like, I guess technically this sets up a plot point for this season, but it didn't necessarily set up an overarching plot. Just a plot point that now they have a good wire pretty much everywhere in the Soprano house, you know? And yeah, I mean... It's also just a thing that this episode is mostly about the feds rather than the Sopranos. So man, all of that was crazy. All of that to get that in there, you know? And yeah, and they didn't notice, you know? Like, for a second I was wondering, like, wow, maybe Tony would notice, but nope, they didn't notice. They didn't notice at all. It's a completely different lamp, but now... Ah, man. Like, imagine that. Like, imagine that. Like, if there was suddenly, like, you know, if suddenly, I've got right here on my desk in front of me is a digital clock. I couldn't think of the friggin' word. But it's a digital clock. I've had it for a really friggin' long time, but it's a clock. It still works, you know? I just need it to tell the time. It's got these nice red numbers. They're not too bright, so they're nice in the dark at night. So I like it. It's such a good clock. But man, wouldn't it be it'd be so crazy. It would be so crazy if people came in, replaced the clock, and they were listening to me, you know? Especially because there's really nothing worth listening to with me. I mean, heck, half the stuff I say I put on the internet anyway, so... I don't know, and that's honestly, I guess that's a good question of, like... I wonder how much that has changed since 2001, you know, which is when this season aired. I wonder how much has changed since 2001, because now... I mean, look at me. There's literally a microphone right in front of me. Now, granted, this microphone I don't keep plugged in all the time. I just keep it plugged in for these videos. But there's a microphone in my webcam. There's a microphone in my phone. There's a microphone in my laptop that's sitting over here, you know? It's like... I guess, you know, I probably don't have as much technology as other people. Because, you know, there'll be other people that'll have, like, an Alexa or a Google Home or stuff like that. I don't have that stuff. We don't have that stuff in the house. Because there's just, to us, there's no point to it. So, but yeah, it's like, do they even need to do that anymore? Can they just, they've got my phone. They're listening to me at all times. Hello, can you hear me? Man, if there is like, you know, even for me, like I'm gonna put in quotes, normal citizens aren't really YouTubers per se, but you know what I mean. But man, if there was like a dude in the government whose entire job was just to listen to me, well, that sucks. I'm not that interesting, especially mainly off camera. And on camera, I'm friggin' on camera anyway, so it doesn't matter, you know? I don't know. But I don't call, I don't text, I don't really do anything. I talk to my dog. That's about it. I'm not as interesting as Tony Soprano is, so... But yeah. But what an interesting thing. I also like the whole sequence, like mixing in the songs and stuff. Like, they're adding in that old classic song, which again, I can't even remember, and Now I can't even hear it in my head. Now all I'm thinking about is the Mission Impossible theme, which doesn't help. But yeah, it's like I like mixing that song along with that the other song, the I'll Be Watching You song, which is, man, when you stop and think about that song for all of 2 seconds, literally, if you stop and think about the lyrics, it is the creepiest friggin' song, I remember that was brought up in another show. It must have been like Breaking Bad or something, because this was a while ago. Or maybe it was Better Call Saul, I don't know. But there was some show we were watching where that song came up, and I said that. I was like, I never really thought about the lyrics. It's a creepy song. And I remember there was someone in the comments saying, it's really weird how many people have that play at, like, their wedding. It's like, that's really creepy. It's really creepy. So it's catchy. It's a great tune. It's a great song. It's really catchy, but it's creepy as all hell. So, I mean, I also like, we go through all of this stuff in this episode to get this freaking wire in there, this microphone in there. And then it's like, oh, what do they hear? Well, they hear a little bit of nothing, then they have to stop. They come back in 2 minutes, which is interesting, the specifics of it. They're not just listening constantly, but, they have, like, specific points that they can pop in, basically. And they can only listen for 40 seconds. But then when they come back in, they're hearing Hotel California, So yeah. But as for the other stuff, the actual things we were seeing, I guess just stuff with the family. So, Meadow is in New York. She did not go to, Berkeley in California like she wanted to. She went to New York, and she's having to adjust. She's having to adjust. That is an adjustment period. So, especially like just starting out, that is such an adjustment period. Getting into college and moving into your dorm and you having a roommate and stuff like that. There was one thing I was watching like a long time ago. I don't remember what it was, but it's some YouTube video talking about like colleges, I think. Oh yeah. It was like a Trash Taste episode or something, and they were talking about being in college, and I think because they, two of them are British and one of them is Australian, and they were talking about dorm life, and there were Americans in the comments that were like, I cannot comprehend the fact that you don't have to have a roommate, Like, and they just don't. Like, apparently that is mainly a thing in the U.S., or, I mean, I don't know, don't quote me on that, but at the very least in the United States, maybe because, maybe we have more people. I mean, this is a big friggin' country, but even still, the college is only going to accept so many people, and I don't know. But yeah, it's an interesting thing that it's like, yeah, they, like, I guess maybe perhaps in England, like, you don't have roommates in college. Which, I mean, yeah, it's like, I've never had a roommate. I didn't do dorm life in college. I stayed home, but yeah, it's like, I cannot imagine having a roommate. It's like, yeah, it's just, I mean, I don't like people anyway, so, I don't know. But anyway, but Meadow's dealing with that, with her friend who was drunk, and now she's sober. She hasn't had a drink in a week, and then, I don't know, it's like, I was waiting for, like, there to be a bigger point to that scene, and then I was just like, I mean, I don't know, they're just talking, It's like, and, okay, who do you think had it worse among the feds? Like, there's the guy watching Tony, which I gotta learn his name too, because he was the guy, he was Pussy's handler, so maybe I can see Sopranos, Sal Bum. I decided not to type into Google Sopranos pussy, so okay. Skip Lipari. Alright, so Skip. We can go with that. So yeah, so So Skip had Tony. There were the guys watching Carmela, and by extension, Adriana. There was the dude who had to watch over AJ, and then the girl watching over, or the woman, excuse me, the woman disguised as a girl, at least disguised as a college girl, watching over Meadow, which is interesting. So yeah, it's like, which one of them had it worse? I mean, I guess we got to think about I guess we got to think about it where the guy watching AJ, he was just in the background, he's just watching whatever. The guy Skip watching Tony pretty much knew he was there anyway. Tony always knew, was aware of him. And so he just had to sit and do a crossword, The guy watching Carmela, and by extension Adriana, he was on cloud 9, so I would say, yeah, probably the one who had it the worst was the woman watching Meadow, because you have to be in disguise in a college, and yeah, the people, dude in his towel, he's starting to be like, why is this person hanging out here? I don't know. I'm gonna say she had it worse probably. So that was interesting. AJ is becoming more AJ. There's not too much to talk about that. He's a skater now. He skates now. That's fine. Yeah, Carmela, she had her attractive male tennis coach, and now he's gone. But now there's attractive female tennis coach, which is not attractive to Carmela. Perhaps attractive to Adriana. I guess we don't know. But at the very least, she's attracted to Adriana. And yeah, she's definitely trying to get things going. I don't know. I feel like there were funnier ways of alluding to it, and I just blew it. Anyway, and then, I guess the biggest thing from the Soprano family was the whole thing with Patsy, that he thinks perhaps he knows that that Tony had his brother killed. So that was interesting, and just hearing about spoons, that was interesting, and because it is a thing of Tony is not. He's not being sympathetic at all, really. He's like, oh, you put your grief behind you. You're done with that. And it's, it's like, happy birthday. If you want to go commit suicide, then go do it and stuff. And he's just telling a joke. It's like, I don't know. I feel like there was a way for Tony to do that without being a dick. But welcome to The Sopranos. There was a way for Tony to do that without being a dick. So, anyhow. So yeah, and maybe that'll come back. Maybe not. I don't know. Is Patsy gonna be a problem? I guess we'll have to find out. So, and then yeah, the water heater. And I love that moment where they're like, "Oh, it's too bad we can't warn Tony about his water heater. That it's about to burst. But that was interesting. And then yeah, it completely bursts and ruined so much stuff in their basement. But even still, the feds got in there with that lamp all the way from Quantico, Virginia. So, okay, but yeah, where did that name come from? Let me see. I want to see that real quick. Not the show Quantico. I remember that was a thing. I thought it was 2015. I remember ads for that. Quantico, Virginia. That's just the town name. All right. Formerly Potomac is a town in Prince William County, Virginia. The population is at 480. And it's approximately 35 miles southwest of Washington, D.C., bordered by the Potomac River to the east and the Quantico Creek to the north. The word Quantico is a corruption of the name Doeg Village, the name of a Doeg village recorded by the English colonists as Pamakokak. Interesting. All right. Well, I learned something today. Maybe you did too. But yeah, It was an interesting episode. I liked it, not being so focused, like we're not setting up a plot line per se, we're not set, which I mean makes sense because, with season 1, you had the first episode, and then, there was that, you had that break when they brought it back for episode 2, and then they were able to continue with the season. Season 2, you had episode 1, and then episode 2 was when you bring in Richie, which goes for the season. So it makes sense, like, this first episode is not exactly setting up plot lines. I mean, it kind of is with the lamp and everything, but still, it's just like, it's just kind of like a snapshot episode of, this is where the Sopranos are right now. Episode 2 is what we're doing this season. So, maybe. I don't know. They could also just not do that, so we'll have to see. But yeah, really, really interesting stuff, and I'm curious to see where we are going next time. But that is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Sopranos reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.